Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing out there today?
You crack me up with the good morning.
Got to keep people on their toes. So, as y'all know, school board elections are running around the neighborhood here lately. And tonight we have Nathan Lindsey running for Quitman School Board. And I'm going to flip it over and let him tell you a little bit about himself. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How are y'all? Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Absolutely. Thank you for reaching out.
Oh, you're so welcome.
So, Nathan Lindsey, you're out of Quitman.
Yes, sir. We've lived there. Me and my wife have lived there for 20 years now. Born and raised Heber Springs. Been here my entire life in Cleveland County. And got presented the opportunity to run for the school board. And so I took this chance so we can try to make a difference in Quitman.
Sounds like a plan to me. You, guessing you got wife, kids?
Yeah, I've got a wife, got 3 kids and 4 grandchildren right now.
4 grandchildren.
4 grandbabies.
Very cool. All of them Quitman.
No, our son, actually, he lives over in Velvet Ridge with his wife and his 3 kids, and he's got our littlest grandbaby. So she just turned 8 months old. And then our middle daughter, Madison, lives in Heber still with our second to youngest grandchild. And then our youngest daughter, Lexi, is traveling all over the country right now welding.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're kind of spread out right now.
Very cool. So when you were asked to run for school board, I can just imagine the joy in your heart when that come up, and you just couldn't wait, could you?
Oh yeah, I couldn't wait to jump right on that bandwagon. No, I mean it's a tough thing because, like most people don't know, it's a volunteer position. You take time out of your own life, and it's money out of our pocket to actually run for this position, and it's a lot to actually put on your plate. But in the way I look at it, with the way the world is and the way things have gone in school districts around lately, if you want to make a change, you got to do something to change it. So don't gripe about it if you don't try to do something. So this is my way of trying to make a difference and try to make a change at Quitman School District.
We actually understand that, as we volunteer time on other things as well. Mm-hmm. And but you're absolutely right. I mean, if you want to see change, you kind of have to help be the change.
That's it. That's exactly right.
Hush up and stay on the bench like you're currently doing. But so
The wife said he had 24 hours to get signatures to be on the ballot.
24 hours.
Yes. So this is actually the first time in the 20 years we've lived in Quitman that I can think of actually school board election happening. So I believe they've kind of kept it on the down low. It's really been handed down from, like, one school board member would step down and they'd give it to somebody else. Well, they get to fill the seat until a general election comes up. Well, they get their 20 signatures, they get put on the ballot, then they run unopposed. So when it was presented to us, yes, we had 24 hours to get our signatures, get it filed at the county clerk's office and at the courthouse in Heber by noon the next day, so we could be put on the ballot so we can actually run.
Is it possible that it's kept on the down low? And I'm asking out of ignorance. Or is it like she and I, we are ignorant when it comes to, because we don't know when the time is here, and until we started getting phone calls about people wanting to come on here, that's when we realized, oh, there's an election coming up.
It has never been, to my knowledge, ever been a publicized thing that we have a school board election coming up. As far as I've looked back, because I've done some digging and research and kind of dug into this pretty hard and heavy whenever I decide to run. And to me, what I can find is it's just been somebody steps down, it's handed to somebody, and then they go. And then when it's general election time, they're just on the ballot and they're unopposed. So, when you go to vote in your general election, you have that gigantic category that says unopposed. Mm-hmm. Well, that's where, and I'm sure it's like that in a lot of school districts. they'll fall in an unopposed category, and you just click for, and you have no idea they're even on there or what's going on.
Right.
So we kind of, when this came up and we were asked to do this, and it was like, oh yeah, we're going to do this. And we're going to be very public about what we do and very transparent, because I mean, that's what we need in our school system. You need somebody that's going to hold people accountable, going to be transparent about everything that goes on at the school district, because I mean, you're voted, you should be voted in by the public. Correct. The public is voting you in there to represent them for your community, for your school district, and for their kids and future kids that might go there. So it's very important that the public actually gets to vote on this. And this is the first, like I said, this is the first time I can remember since I've lived in Quitman in 20 years, I've seen this kind of general election going on for the school board. And I think it's awesome.
But I mean,
So how many, and you may have already answered this question, how many seats are opening
We
up?
have 3 positions open right now. There's position 1, 2, and 3. I'm running for position 1. There is 2 other people running against me. One is a current board member. The other is another incumbent, or person like me. We're trying to get in office. The other 2, position 2 is the school board member that was holding position 2 is stepping down. He is not running. So there's 2 people running for that seat. And position 3 is a school board member that is currently on the board. Mm-hmm. And she has got somebody running against her also. So every position has somebody running against them.
Gotcha.
wow.
Gotcha. So can you like break it down on what your goal is?
My main focus and goal for, if I can get on the board, is to bring transparency to our school system, accountability for a lot of the things that has been transpiring at Quitman. I think we have a lot of faults in maybe our administration. And it's not faulting other school board members for not doing their job or anything like that. It's just, I feel there is a need for change in a bad way in our school district. And my goal here is to try to create that and try to make the change that needs to happen to better our community, to better our school for our students and future students to come.
Which is fair.
So I was told to ask you about Watchdogs.
Oh, yes. Watchdogs is a program when our middle daughter, Madison, was at Rosebud. She was actually in kindergarten, and I got to participate in that because at the time I was in the oil field, so I was gone for 2 weeks and I was home for 2 weeks. And I think that is one of the most amazing programs I've ever been a part of. So it's a program that it used to be just for dads, because it was Watchdog Dads. But now it's evolved into any parent can do it. So it gets parents involved. They can sign up. What I got to do in Rosebud, when the bell rang and students were all supposed to be in class, I got to monitor the halls. I got to walk the halls. I got to go into classrooms, talk to students, and just make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be. And it got me involved with the school system. My daughter loves seeing me show up at her kindergarten classroom, walk in there, and I actually showed up at one classroom. There was no teacher. One time I walked into a classroom and they're like, we don't have a teacher. I think they were supposed to have a sub, but the sub didn't show up. So I had to go down to the office and tell them we're missing. I had to sit in with all the kids until a sub got there. So I think that's what we need more nowadays in our school is parents getting more involved, be there, see what's going on.
I won't disagree with that.
I mean, I really, and that program gets parents all involved. So it's a good thing. You see what's going on. You can monitor. I mean, whether you're just walking the hallways, making sure kids are doing what they're supposed to be. If a kid's out of class when class is supposed to be in, hey, what are you doing? It just makes, you can see what your kids are doing. You see how the schools are treating your kids or how they're how they're acting in school. I mean, and just like with that program too, if you're in there and you see bullying going on, you can do something to stop it, to bring it to administrators' attention, or and this is going on. This is what we're seeing. We no kid needs to be bullied. We need to stop this.
Yeah. I thought I heard you smack your lips over it.
Oh, no.
I guess.
No, I was just, Kayla had commented and said that she'd like that. Gooseberry needs to look into that. I think that sounds awesome. Is that something that you, if you're elected and get on the school board, that you would like to try to implement?
Yes, that is something I would love to try to implement. And I've already been in touch with the people from Watchdogs. And if she wants to, Kayla, what she asked you, she would like to do that. If she will reach me out on my page, Quitman, Nathan Lindsey for Quitman School Board, I can send her the link for all that. And that's something she might bring to the school board meeting, at Westside, and say, hey, this is something we'd like to try to start here.
Yeah.
But they will give you all the tools and help you in every step of the way to actually start the program. It's an awesome organization.
And one of the things that I've enjoyed about doing these last few shows about this topic is we just kind of take for granted that school does its thing, and you know what I mean?
Oh, yes, correct.
We just go through our day-to-day doing what we do, and then it's kind of giving us a chance to get an inside look at what schools do, and
Absolutely.
it's been kind of cool. But what's right, what's wrong, what needs to change, we don't know.
No, and I mean, nobody does until they get in there and get a part of it. And like I said, I've kind of, since I've got involved in this and decided to do this, I went down the rabbit hole, so to speak, of looking into all this stuff of where, the school budget and funding and where all this stuff goes. And it's I guess way over my pay grade, I would say. I mean, it's a lot to actually deal with. And for the people that do it day in and day out, I mean, God bless them. I mean, because that's a lot to try to deal with and handle. And just for me as one person looking into it, it's crazy where some money you see go, some that doesn't go, where money should be spent in other places that I feel like things should be spent in other places, school events or school funding for sports that doesn't get it. And and it's spent other places so it's a lot.
And as only taxpayers that's our only involvement in schools, we cut the check when the tax bill comes. It would be nice to know where the dollars and cents are going.
Oh, well, you as even a taxpayer, you can find it. Like every school is supposed to put it on their public website, on their forum, and a lot of them, they're hard to find. It takes lots of hours of digging. I know on Quitman side of it, it's very hard to go find all that, and because I've spent hours digging and finding it and be able to go through it. But it is public knowledge, and it is supposed to be. That is a requirement. That it has to be out there as public knowledge that you can see it as a taxpayer, so you know where your money.
But I'm insulting us. I think we do exactly what we're supposed to do, and go about our day to day and don't
Our bubble.
And hope everything works out best.
Right, just trust that somebody's got it.
And that's the way I've been for years. Just I'm hoping that my kids are grown. I don't have any kids in the school district anymore. So I don't have a dog in that fight either when it comes down to that. And it's, for a while I was like, why do I need to even worry about this? I don't have kids there anymore. But then when it comes down to it, you go,
we got a lot of skin in the game.
I've got actually a lot of skin in the game because this is my community. This is my school. This is where my kids went. My grandkids might go here.
Right.
I need to make this as the best place I can for everybody.
And see, that's how I look at the whole community, like here where we live, is I like it because it's one of the last, in my mind, in the places that I go, this is one of the last great places left. And I want my nieces, if they ever choose You know,
Oh, that's
I want them to have this place.
Oh, this whole area. I mean,
Exactly.
This is God's country.
Right.
Always will be. Like I've said it for years. I've told my wife forever, and she's probably gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I've told her we can move anywhere you want to move to, honey. Anywhere you want to, as long as I'm 10 miles from a boat launch on Grish Ferry Lake.
There's your option.
There you go.
That's. I mean, so you got a whole big circle. You know, got a 40,000 acre lake
Right.
to pick from,
Exactly.
but
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
still, I mean, it's just I love this area so much. Like I said, I've been born and raised here. This is just an amazing place, and I want it to be that way for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
So she done it all together. So I have 2 questions.
Okay.
What kind of future do you see for the school? Question 1. Question 2. What policies would you change, and which one would you keep if you were elected and have the opportunity?
There's, for the future of the school of Quitman, and a lot of people probably don't know a lot of the things that's transpired there, and I really can't dive into a lot of the details about it because a lot of it is still ongoing investigations and things. Without change for Quitman, the school's going to keep going down the same path it's going, I believe. And there needs to be a major change for things to upright and become right. Because I've talked to a lot of people and a lot of parents that have taken their kids from Quitman and moved them other places, or now homeschooling them because of the way kids have been being treated at Quitman School District. And it breaks my heart. And so we need a lot of change, and I'm one person if I'm elected on a board of 5. So I'm just only one voice. I can't change everything. That takes 4 other members to approve and vote with you on something to actually change anything.
Sure.
Policies, there's a lot of policies that have already been put in place because of things that have transpired. I mean, a lot of it is statewide now. There is now audio recording devices in all locker rooms because of an incident that has happened at Quitman. It's a full law that has been put out there. So that's a good policy that I think needed to happen. I already like that there's no phones allowed in schools from bell to bell. I think that's a great policy and it needs to stay. I think the biggest thing that I would like to really change is my biggest thing is budget, because I've dove into it so much, is we're losing so much money, and a lot of money is getting spent in frivolous places where it shouldn't be. And I think we can have a lot of awesome programs at Quitman that needs to be there. I mean, there's other sports that can be implemented. We've lost to some sports over the years because they didn't have the funding for it. That's really, I mean, in policies, I'll dive more into that as soon as we get, if I get elected, then I'll have to sit with 4 other board members and go through the policies and what needs to change and what needs to happen. But a lot of it has to do with, we need to make a change from administration down, I believe, to right the wrongs that have happened and to make it a safe place for our kids. And we can start there, and then we can go with policies and everything after that.
So when I heard her read that question, I was like, that sounds like it'd be a pretty tough question because
because I'm sure there's
one you have to know
pages
what
and
the
pages.
policies are.
Yeah. Well, she did clarify on, and you did answer kind of partially one program. You would like to implicate the watchdog.
Yes, that is.
But when she asked what kind of future do you see for the school, she came back and she said future plans as in programs.
Okay, so yeah, like Watchdogs is definitely one program I'd like to start. I know we have talked to a lot of people and parents about a soccer team I know one of my good friends, he helps sponsor the fishing team Quitman has, and the school, is what he's told me, funds none of it. Doesn't pay for a dime. The parents are out all the money. They're out the entry fees. They're out the travel expenses, the maintenance on the boat. And fishing's an expensive sport.
Tell me, I know.
I know. Me and my wife love to fish, so she's got enough lures to fill up the whole bass boat. So she knows how to take.
Well, I'll just say that she's better than I am because he's the fisherman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but I know how expensive. You'll have to show him your office.
About 85% of the time when that boat leaves the house, she's in it. She don't like it leaving without her.
Right.
Yeah, she'll tell you that's her bass boat, and it is her bass boat. I get the barge now, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, she said yes. I was talking about programs that would benefit the students in their education.
Well, and like even with that, I've got it posted on my page, which talks about the reading level of students where they stand at Quitman. So from I believe it's 3rd to 10th grade, what I've got it showed on mine. I'd have to pull it up to give you the exact numbers. It's around 60% of the kids are not reading at grade level. And I think that has to do with a lot of there's no textbooks anymore. What parents have told me that they can't bring home for their parents to work with them on things. They're stuck with iPads and laptops or Chromebooks or whatever in class. And then when they leave that class, they're done with that.
So it's not like the old days where you.
I
mean, I know books haven't been a thing in a long time or quite a while, but when you take homework home, it's.
What I've been told, what I've had some parents reach out to me and message me on my page is that our kids don't even have any textbooks they even can bring home, and that's something that I think.
And they can't bring their tablets and stuff.
I do not know. I would have to dive deeper into that part. I can't answer that yes or no.
I want to say, and I may be wrong.
Yeah, I mean we're ignorant to all this.
But just from, like I said, our agents that have kids in school, I want to say West Side, and it may be only for, certain grades, but I think they're allowed to take their Chromebooks home. I think.
Which would make sense, being that's what's replaced the textbook.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really make sense if that's, but that's what I've had parents reach out to me and tell me. So I'm going off of what, like I said, I haven't had a student in Quitman in a while. So I'm going off of what other parents are telling me. And that's something that I think we can strive better and do better in. Because our kids, that their livelihood and their future depends on that. I mean, to know what they're doing. So I really think that's something we could try to make better and implement in the schools to where our kids, even if it's a textbook to bring home for them to work or something, where they can take it home. All kids have the, a chance to thrive and do better.
I mean, I could see where, financially speaking, it makes more sense for a school to do laptops or iPads or whatever. I mean, you can put the gamut of textbooks on there and not have to buy all the books and store all the books.
Yeah. So, sorry. For here, only speaking for here, 7th grade and up, bring theirs home.
Oh, here at West Side.
For West Side.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's
and then we had one mom say they use workbooks and do weekly reading packets get sent home in the 5th grade. Back to the basics. Technology is good, but our children need to be taught life skills. Amen.
Yes, correct. I'm the biggest person. I can't stand technology. I mean, I have a Facebook page now just because I'm running for school board and I've never done social media in my life. I can't stand it. I mean, if I can't just call or text my phone, I don't need anything else on it. That's all I need to do. I could go back to an old school flip phone and be just perfectly happy. And I think that's what in social media, and I believe, and my belief and how I feel is social media is and internet and all that for our youth is a big downfall. For
I think it's like most things. I mean, there's positives and positives.
oh,
and
there's a
negatives.
lot of great things that you can do with it. I think a lot of our kids and our youth nowadays are so bent on trying to become like YouTube famous.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and just going by the parents, the kids are bringing books home. Some of them. Sorry, I was just
Okay.
No,
just throwing that out there.
Like I said, I don't know 100%, if they are or not. I'm going off of what I have had parents reach out to me and tell me.
Yeah.
Some of them, and their kids might be hiding the school book. Who knows?
Well, this dad said both my kids go to Quitman and they both bring books home on a regular basis. They have an AR points reading system where they have to read books and take tests on them. Okay, Nick, are we talking about books just to read, or are we talking about textbooks? Because we're talking about textbooks. Yeah, this one right here says, I honestly think kids should bring home textbooks.
Yeah, I think he's more talking towards. I remember my kids.
He says textbooks.
I remember my daughters when they were in school. They did that where they brought home books to read and they got points and things and for reading books, and I remember them doing that. Yes.
Okay.
I can't even remember school. I'm pretty sure I wasn't paying attention anyway.
You were sleeping.
Probably.
I slept a lot through time.
That's why you don't sleep now. You slept too much during school.
That may be true. That may be true. I got all caught up.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't. I was working all day or all night.
Okay, he clarified. And he said they bring home both textbooks and library books. This one, yeah. Algebra, American history type books. Okay. Coolio.
Nice.
Okay, y'all got to come on with some questions for Nathan because we can only ask questions until we run out because we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know what y'all want to know.
I mean, we've got a lot commenting, but no questions.
All right.
So what made you, like, other than being asked, what made you, and I think we've already covered this.
Yeah, I already covered it.
Okay, never mind.
But in my mind, and then this is just me, but in any school, a goal, in my opinion, a good goal would be some type of trade, something.
Oh, yes. I mean, like, Quitman has the building trades program right now, which they build a house every year, and they put it up for material cost when they start the bidding on it. I mean, that's our son did it his entire 4 years in high school. He was a completer in it. Our youngest daughter did it too. I think it's an amazing program because that's what I do for a living. I'm a contractor. I build houses. I do remodels, and I work all around the Greers Ferry Lake area. And I really think, and I'm a big trade person. I'm a hands-on type of guy. I learn from doing it, not from reading it. Or I'm not a textbook person. I can't sit and read a textbook and then turn around and repeat it to somebody the next day.
Absolutely.
I've got to be hands-on. So I really believe in trade programs, and just like the building trades program that is at Quitman, and I think it is an amazing program, and it's giving kids life skills that they can take with them, whether they ever, because my son came to work for me for a while after.
I mean, well, like with that, I mean, even when they grow up and get married or whatever they do and buy a house.
And he wants to fix his own house and do his own stuff, build his own deck. I mean, it came to play with my son. I mean, that years down the road, he came work for me for a year while he was doing night classes to help himself pay for, get through school, his night classes for his coding degree he took. He worked for me, and all that stuff he learned in Quitman came to play working for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, he knew how to read a measuring tape, how to cut, how to run a nail gun, how to do all those things. And I mean, that's a life skill that a lot of kids need, and I think it's an amazing program, and I'm glad it's there.
I learned how to read a tape measure. This is no joke.
Oh, geez.
I was like 13, 14, and I was going to work for some folks out there may even know this name, Ray Hendricks Construction. Well, anyway, he was building houses down back home where I come from. And I went in the Country Kitchen, which is a little store in the little hometown I grew up in, getting me a biscuit before I went to work. And Charles was standing there behind the counter, gave me my biscuit, and he said, "You even know how to read a tape measure?" I said, "Nope." He said, "You got one?" I said, "Yep." He said, "Bring it here." We sit there on the counter. I ate my biscuit, and he taught me how to read a tape measure before I went to work first day.
Well, I can honestly say I'll be 45 next month, and I struggle real hard with a tape measure. Okay. It says, do you feel like if you are elected, the other board members are open and or willing to implicate change along the same lines you are?
I believe there is some on the board right now that would implement change. I personally think we need the seats that are open. If we don't get the people, the flip we need to actually help the board change. So if I don't get elected and there's a couple of them keep their seats and other people that don't get in that really is acting for change, I really don't think anything's going to, like I said, it takes more than one person to make a change. I believe there is some that are on there that are willing for change if they need someone to speak up about it. And I mean, when I'm a person that will speak up, I'll tell you straight up like it is, how the cow ate the cabbage. I'm not scared of hurting anybody's feelings because that's not what I'm in this for. I'm not there to parade around and be your buddy. I'm there to actually try to do something and make a difference. And if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm here for.
Right. Which is it fair to say? Because I mean, just kind of what is driving you. It seems like right now is budget.
Budget
of things
budget,
that you're seeing.
Yeah, a lot of it has to do with budget. A lot of it has to do with the way some parents and students have actually been treated at the school. There's a lot of parents that's had lawsuits and they've won, and the school keeps fighting back and appealing. I know a couple parents right now that still have a pending lawsuit against them. And that's my thing is if parents are getting shied away and not respected the way they should be because there's students there and there's problems going on with their students and there's lawsuits going on, we have a problem. And without somebody stepping in there that's going to go, hey, this is the problem I'm seeing, this is what's going on, y'all, we need to fix this. How can anything ever change?
Right.
I don't get. I mean, of course, again, we don't pay attention to what's going on. And
It's not that we don't pay attention.
no, I understand, but I mean, it's just we get lost in the weeds on our day to day. But schools suing parents, that's kind of new to me.
Over the last, I want to say 2 to 3 years, what I've kind of, I believe we're around $250,000 has been shelled out to attorney fees.
The school?
Yes. I know in the budget it states, and I found it clearly, this year's school budget already had allotted $120,000 for attorney fees. Just for attorney fees. To me, that's a little outrageous. And to most people, and it actually kind of infuriates me really when I dive into this and I see this, because that's a lot of money that could go to kids, to teachers, to having everything they need to teach our kids, to making sure our kids have every chance they need to thrive. Why do we need to spend that kind of money on attorneys?
Yeah, just sitting here in this room, it's hard to have an opinion on that other than
well, it's hard.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it's hard to swallow because
Yeah.
I mean, most taxpayers, they're like, well, like most of us are. Well, this is where our tax money goes to. It goes to that school district. It's getting, well, look, they've got a nice football field. They've got an awesome gym. Our money's getting used great. But then you dive into it and you find out where a lot of the money is actually going, and it just disheartens you.
That makes you wonder how common is that, or is it just relegated to one or two schools, or one?
I've not dove into, like, I haven't ever pulled up and tried to dive into West Sides and looked at their budget. I mean, I can, it's something I can do. I've dove into Hebers a little bit. I haven't found on Hebers, when I looked at theirs, that I think I saw on theirs, I believe it was around like a $58,000 a year budget for attorney fees is something what I found on theirs, and I could be wrong. But yeah, for Quitman being such a small school district, to have that kind of budget for attorney fees is kind of mind blowing, and it really gets under my skin.
I would definitely have to agree that, I mean, it would be at least cause for questions and answers.
And that's one of the main reasons, when everything that has gone on, and when I was asked and is brought to me to run, and I decided I was going to do this, when I started diving into it, and the more I found, the more I knew for a fact this is something I had to do. If I didn't try to do this, I wouldn't be happy with myself if I didn't try to do something.
I mean, and I would have to assume that every school has some money set aside for such things.
Oh yes, I mean, because
things happen.
Things happen. You have to have attorneys. Every school has an attorney. If a kid comes out and says, "Hey, this teacher said this to me or did this to me," and that has to get investigated, and well, of course, they have to have an attorney represent. Mm-hmm. And long as the teacher is found, not guilty and nothing ever transpired, it was just a made up lie or something like that, then it warrants those being covered.
Right.
Now, in some instances with Quitman, we've got administration and things that are still going through investigations, I guess you could say, and still has court cases pending. So that's something if you're been under investigation and you're still got court cases, and still more keeps coming out to this day, more parents are coming out and putting lawsuits against, so that's more money we're having to spend to try to fight parents that we shouldn't be fighting in the first place. I mean, if we're doing what is right for your kids and the parents, we shouldn't be getting sued. We should have all that extra money to go to other things that we need. I mean, that's kind of my whole reason for doing all this is there's a lot of things that have transpired and a lot of things that are going the wrong direction, and we just need change.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got a couple questions.
Okay.
You touched on the bullying issue. What can you elaborate on your plan to lessen that issue?
I will say, if you don't mind,
go ahead.
Did you happen to watch the episode with Cody?
Yes, I did.
I really liked that idea that he had, letting older kids mentor, and coming up with some kind of way to do that. I thought that was
well, and that's the whole thing with the Watchdogs Dad program. It gets dads, moms, people like y'all, anybody that can sign up and be a part of this. It gets them involved to help monitor things and to stop any other things that are happening, because our kids are not 100% watched at all times. Yes, the schools have cameras. They can go back and look at things, but to stop something happening right then and there, if there's nobody there to see it, it gets kind of turned a blind eye. Is how I feel. So the older kids mentoring, I think it's a great idea too, as long as they are of
I
they
mean,
have the
it
right
has to be
attitude.
the right kids.
It has to be the right kids. Because, I mean, like I said, some of the laws that have transpired and stuff that has happened at Quitman, I mean, those were older kids doing things to a younger kid, and that should never happen. And that's why things need to change up there. That's a hard subject because bullying, that's always going to happen.
It is.
No matter, I mean, it happened to me when I was in school. It's happened to my daughters.
I think it's happened to all of us.
It's happened to everybody. But there's a point when it's not just your regular bullying to when it's going to a different extreme.
And we've talked about that on pretty much every episode
And
about school boards.
Yes.
This technology is part of that. Mm-hmm. Because it when the bell rings, it don't stop.
No.
It
We
follows
had a
you
whole
home.
conversation
it stays with you
about
all night. I mean, and it's
Technology beforehand.
yeah. So yeah, there's no end to it for one.
Right.
That's one aspect of it. But with the older kids mentoring, you remember when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
If it was an adult, you're an idiot. We ain't listening to you.
No, they wouldn't listen to anything we say.
The kid you looked up to, because we all had a kid. We all had some kid that we looked up to. Somebody above us, older than us, or whatever. If they would have been the ones that said, "Hey, quit being a punk," that would have meant more than it.
Oh yeah, I mean, just like when I was in high school at Heber. Which I ran track and I was a pole vaulter, and I looked up to Zeke Wilson. He's actually on the Heber Springs School Board right now. He was 2 years older than me, and his dad was the high school principal at the time too, and our track coach. I mean, and that's somebody I admired just because he was doing what I wanted to do and become, is a great pole vaulter and a great athlete for track. And yeah, I mean, if I would have been doing something dumb and Zeke would have walked up and said, "Hey, Nathan, don't do that," I'd have been like, "Oh man, Zeke's talking to me." Okay.
Yeah. And I think we all had that
somebody-
11th grade, 12th grade person that we were like, okay, well, they're super nice. I'm going to be super nice like them, or, whatever.
Something.
Yeah.
I mean, we never would have told them, and I'm not going to tell them today. But
no,
actually, because it's probably not. I don't remember anybody.
I think everybody just wished I would shut up.
No comment.
What are your opinions on the 6-year term versus a 4-year term?
I think 6 years is a lot to ask out of anybody.
So I'm assuming because
I'll be on a 6-year term if I get elected in. Yes.
Holy moly!
And this just got changed at Quitman. They voted on this. I believe last year it changed. So this will be the first election. So these three
With that
positions
6 year.
with that 6-year term. It used to be 4 years. Yes.
So how does that apply for like the certain people?
The two other positions that are not running, that
Correct.
are on the board.
Yeah.
I believe.
Are they like grandfathered?
Well, they were 2 years ago when they did their election. So in 2024, so they're not up due. I believe it'll be 2028. I think they have to still go ahead and re-elect in 2 years. They're still on their 4 year.
On the 4 year. Okay.
I think so. But I believe so because they were already elected.
That's what I meant by the grandfathered in.
I believe they were, because since they were already elected and they're sitting on the board and they changed it, they still are sticking to there because you have to offset the positions. And I believe Scott had
said that.
So you can't flip the whole board at once. So
that
we're on a
scary.
6-year term. They will have to continue. And so it's still offset.
Gotcha.
So I believe they will still do in 2 years. They'll vote, and that'll still keep us a 4-year distance apart from these 3 positions to the original 2 positions. Because if they stretch them out to 6, they'd be swapping out again right before we do again.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess every district can kind of.
And that's voted on by the school board. The school board can vote that, and every school district can change their year of school board members. How many years they can vote to change or shorten? They could do 2-year terms, I'm sure, if they wanted to. just whenever we can fall onto a general election. So, I mean,
I could see that being like Congress. There'd be times it'd be a grand slam, and there'd be times it'd be like, dang it.
Miss that one.
yeah, I mean, and that's just like anything else. So like, Governor of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee, she can only be in there for 2 terms. I mean, it's 8 years. I think we should do something like that at the school board also, because there's some people that are on the board right now that I know there's one that's been on there for 12 years going
Wow.
on. So I think to keep new faces,
It's always good to have fresh eyes, fresh ears, in a different mindset.
correct, because everybody's got different ideas. Everybody has, and they're not all good and they're not all bad.
But I tell you, last week, I mean, based on the conversation, I learned a whole lot. And so I could see where it would be very beneficial to have somebody with some inside knowledge of the workings.
Yeah, and that's
understand and help guide.
That's the main reason why they offset.
Right.
Like Scott
You're not
touched on.
leaving a brand new.
So like if they put all 5 of us up there at one time and everybody knew and people got voted in, you have 5 brand new people walking into the school board.
You've got a circus.
That have who's going to be the president? Who's going to be the secretary? Who's going to be the vice president? What are we going to do with this? I mean, that don't have a clue how it works. I mean, a lot of us do know how it works somewhat. But to be a part of it, actually, you need somebody in there that knows what's going on and who's been on the board. But at the same point in time, I believe we need to put a term limit on it too. I mean, yeah, we're a 6-year term now, so if I run state, get on, and I'm there for 6 years, and I run again, that's 12 years I've been on the board.
Right.
I really think after that, it's time for me to step down and let somebody else do it. Because you're going to get people when they're there that long, I believe they get just bored. They get complacent. They're not thinking what's best for everybody and every child and everything anymore. They're just kind of going with the motion. And for when it comes down to our students and our school district, we don't need that. We need
and we're humans. We're
humans.
We're creatures of habit. We've done this the last 5 years.
This is how we're going to keep doing it, and this is the way it's going
to
be.
Right, wrong, or indifferent.
I mean, and I really think so. I really think once you've done, so I think 6-year terms is a little long, but that's in my opinion. I think 4 years was probably a good stint for someone to do it, and then if they decide, hey, this is not for me. I've done my due diligence. I've done my service to the community. I think I'm going to step down and let somebody else that's more rejuvenated and ready to do it take over and try to come in. So, yeah, I wish they would. Term limits is a big thing. I think we should only be in there for so long. And then, like you said, we should have new set of eyes and stuff come in. And like I said, as long as it's rotating with the people that are still there, that know what's going on, to pass down, to allow them, get them up to speed of how the school works, how this all functions. And, I think everything would work better. But keep rotating the same people or family members or in and out of the school board, that's not good.
Yeah.
Where'd my question go? Does Quitman give their teachers bonuses? Do you know?
That I have not found anywhere on the school budget, so I'm not positive on that. Okay. I've seen all the salaries. I've seen how much they're paid compared to if they've got a bachelor's or a master's degree, but I have not found anywhere in there that I have seen about bonuses. That's so I don't know. I can't answer that question.
Okay. What would you do to help secure the safety of the children at the school?
Well, first and foremost, there's a lot already been implemented because of some of the things that have transpired. So, like I said, there's audio recordings now. It's a mandatory law that's been put in place for the entire state. There's actually audio recording devices in all locker rooms that has been put in. I really believe that will cut down on a lot of things that have transpired, the bullying that happens in locker rooms and things like that. And some of it's horseplay. I played football and stuff too in high school, and yeah, there was your horseplaying, but some of the things that has transpired lately, that takes it way past bullying or horseplaying. I mean, it's downright wrong. So that's a good deal. I mean, we need, and like I said, I mean, just having more presence at the school. I think parents getting more involved. Like I said, the Pro Watchdog program, that's a way to help stop a lot of this bullying and making sure our kids are safe. Because, I mean, I walked around when I did that program at Rosebud, I got a school walkie-talkie, and I could call the resource officer, which is the cop, that stays at the school. You can call, hey, I've got a problem here.
And I'm guessing every school has one of those now.
Yes. I mean, I know West Side is actually through
the police department.
I believe it's actually through the school now.
Yeah,
I think school has their own police department. And I think that is awesome. So, like, our resource officer Quitman is through the city. Part of her salary and things she does, going to ball games and stuff, is paid through by the school, but most of her salary comes from the city of Quitman. So she is technically like a city employee.
Oh, gotcha.
And then she's with her kids. So I think I would like the aspect of what West Side did. That's another thing I've really wanted to dig into. And when I get a chance, I want to actually go have a sit down with the superintendent over here and see how they transpired that and how they got that to activate and get that started. Because I think that's something we at Quitman, I think, would be awesome to have our own police department. So technically our resource officer is paid fully by the school. It's funded by the school. That's her job, is to be there and to make sure everything's fine, or him, whoever it is. I think the school needs to take that completely over.
And it still just blows my mind that we even have to have that conversation nowadays.
It's sad.
I mean,
unfortunately,
just,
times have changed.
I know it's the world we live in, but
yeah,
it just breaks my heart that we have to have that conversation.
I promise I'm going to get to everybody's questions. Y'all just have to bear with me. What would you do to uphold the ethics of the position?
Well, we all get, when we first sign up for this, when we all turned in our signatures and everything, we got a code of ethics book. And your job is to do everything you can, what you believe is right, and do what's right for all the students, the teachers, any administration. I mean, without batting an eye at it, just you got to do what's right. So like the ethics side, when a teacher or somebody has done something wrong and you know about it and you don't say anything, that's not a good look. Your job, because I mean, once you're part of the school system, you're a mandated reporter. So no matter anything that transpires up there, you have to report it. I mean, if it's good or bad, it's going to hurt somebody. It's going to, could be your best friend that you thought that works there, and man, he's an awesome dude. And then you find this out and you go, oh man, you can't hide that. I mean, that's my whole thing, is transparency and accountability is one of my biggest two things I like to say is, and where's our taxpayers' dollars being spent? That's kind of my slogan, what we're running on. And you've got to be transparent and you got to hold everybody accountable. I mean, that's if you want to make it a safer place for our kids and future students, that's the way it's got to be.
Right.
I mean, you can't just keep letting things slide under the rug. You've got to hold, whether it's good, bad, or ugly.
Well, if you care about something and you love something, the truth is the only way to deal with it.
That's it. That is exactly the only way to handle that.
I'm being told multiple times to ask about the Eli's Law.
I mean, I don't know if I can really get into that a whole lot. I mean, it is the law. That's the one I've been talking about, the audio video recording, the audio recording devices being put in the locker rooms.
Yes.
That is the law that was put in place and is a statewide law now.
Well,
every school has it.
I would think it wouldn't be ethical to go into detail of.
No, I'm not going to go into detail about why that law is put into place, but it transpired from Quitman. That is when that law got put into place.
So the law is to have audio cameras or audio recorders.
Yes, audio recordings in all locker rooms because of the incident that transpired in Quitman's locker room.
Okay.
That is what that law is about.
Because I would assume that had to do with students.
Yes, correct.
So
then, like I said, when it has to do with students,
that's
we're not. I mean, I can talk about the law, and I don't mind talking about the law, but when it comes down, to
we're not getting into
we're not going to
specifics,
get into specifics
and we're not
about
getting
what
into
happened,
names or anything like that.
No.
In order to have an on-school police department, the school has to go before the state police commission to get approval.
the school does. Is that what you said?
In order to have a school police department, the school has to go before the state police commission to get it approved.
So there's a good starting place.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Yes, thank you.
And I think as of at this moment, I think I've asked you all the questions. There's a lot, so I'm getting lost in them.
Well, you got 3 deals here. You got to
No,
look.
none of
You sure?
Yeah, those are all fine.
Okay.
Okay, what would you do to uphold the ethics in that position? Okay, ask that one. I'm not asking that one.
So we do encourage that when the show's over, when you have time, whatever, go back, read the comments, and if there's anything that you do want to touch on,
Yeah, I mean that's
feel
just
free
like
to do
I
so.
saw that with Scott's. Whenever I was going through and reading the comments from his, and he had went back after the show was over, and I guess he had answered a couple of people's questions that didn't want to get talked about, or he even put his phone number out there and said, "Hey, call me if you want to know more about this."
yeah.
So I think that was definitely.
Yeah, because I mean,
It's hard to get touch base on everything and every
well,
question.
and at the same time, this is it's a public platform, but we also keep it positive and keep it clean because we have a business ourselves to protect.
Of course. And I mean, I would never want to come on here and try to bash.
Right.
Well, I mean,
no,
anything or
not
say
saying
anything.
you are.
Even if
No,
it
no.
wasn't for that, I mean, I don't do drama.
No,
I don't do he said, she said. I don't care.
I don't either. That's why I would Facebook. I've never done it until now, and I'm like, man, I wish this election would hurry and get over. Either I'm on or I'm not, so I can get rid of that Facebook.
If that's the
I don't
best thing,
even have
if
to
that's
have
the
it.
best thing we can talk about, I'm out of the conversation.
Okay. What would you do to make sure things were addressed and not just swept under the rug when things unacceptable happen to the children?
Well, that's the big thing is being on the board whenever something like that's addressed. Like I said earlier, we're mandated reporters, and if you know something has happened to somebody's child, I can report it. I can bring it up in a board meeting. I can say, hey, this is something we need to have a discussion about, because now they're allowing parents to actually be a part of the board meetings. It's open conversation for the public at the beginning. And then they go into our regular session. So if a parent has a problem, they can come to the board meeting and say, this is what I think is going on. Now, there's sometimes you can't get into specifics at a board meeting just because of the fact of you don't know everything that's going on. It could be an investigation that needs to happen. DHS might need to be brought in or whoever to investigate it. But no, I will definitely, if anything happens to somebody's child, I'll be the first person to stand up and do what's right and say, this is not what we're doing. We're not sweeping any of this under the rug. This is something that needs to be heard. This is something we need to go into a further discussion about, or we might need to bring in, like I said, DHS to do an investigation. We need to figure this out.
Well, I mean, and is it possible that some of the stuff that comes up that's kind of the issue? I mean, you can't just run straight to the microphone.
No, and there's a lot of things that you can't, but at the same point in time, there's a lot of things I know that's happened that has got brushed under the rug. And if it wasn't for parents that are just absolutely persistent and making sure their child, what has happened to them, is going to be heard and not forgotten about or just left to the wayside, there's a lot of it that would be still brushed under the rug that is not, because of these parents that are fighting for their child.
They get to going so fast. Okay. So there was one candidate. I don't understand this question, so that's why I'm going to ask it. So there was one candidate that wants to do all the new baseball fields. How do you feel about this?
So as of right now, Quitman does not have a baseball field of their own. They play, well, they do technically, but it's owned by the city. It's a city ballpark. That's where the girls softball and the boys baseball teams play, is there. I don't feel like with the room we have at Quitman, I don't think they have enough room to build a whole nother softball and baseball complex on school grounds. Now, I feel like it shouldn't be just the city having to pay for the ball fields. I think the school we could find the funds to help update the ball fields we're currently using and make them really nice for our ball players and our ball teams. And I think that's a good happy medium without just going, hey, let's build a whole brand new facility. Mm-hmm. Let's share with the town, which we're already doing. Let's put some money into it and make it better for our student athletes that play. I feel that's the way we need to go first, starting off, and then maybe down the road later, because when we've just built a brand new football field, a brand new track, we built a brand new gymnasium not too long ago, rebuilt the whole high school building, brand new building trades building. All these things are really new. So I really think that's the best use of our money. So it
that
can still
football field is fancy.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's nice.
Oh, it's a nice football
We've actually
field.
attended a few games there back in the day.
So that's what I'm saying. I just think where our funds could be used more smartly right now would be to do that. And then instead of trying to build a whole new softball and baseball fields, I think we just need to go that route and then put some more money towards what our teachers need for teaching our kids and what our kids actually need.
That makes sense to me. Not that my opinion matters.
Yeah, for some reason I was reading that completely. I thought they were talking about like baseball, the lines, and anyway.
No, I knew what you meant when you read
it. That's why I said I don't understand. That's why
I knew exactly what you're talking about when you said it.
Do you believe in notifying the parents instead of trying to solve a problem through the school first and allowing the issue to go on for a few days?
No, if there's an issue at the school, I firmly believe the parents need to be notified right away if it has anything to do with their child, even if it's under investigation that we're trying to look into it. But the parents still, even if it's multiple kids involved, all parents should be notified and brought to the school and say, hey, this is what has transpired. This is what we're going to do to look into it. We're going to go back and look at videotape or whatever we got to do to figure this out. We're going to investigate it. And then when we find the answer, we'll let you know. I don't think any parent should ever be left not knowing what's going on with their kid, especially if their kid comes home and say, hey, this happened. I went and told this. And then a parent calls up the school and goes, well, my kid came home and said this happened to them. Why wouldn't I notify? That shouldn't be a phone call that ever has to be made. A parent should be notified when anytime anything happens to a child.
Yeah, and I mean, I get it may be different in bigger schools, but I can see where in some instances where we're three different parents. She has a kid, I have a kid, you have a kid. All three kids or something was involved in something, and maybe they don't call all three of us to tell us about all three of the kids. They call each individual. I can see that being kind of a squirrely line.
Well, you can't talk about, so like if all three kids were involved in something, you can't talk about with the other kid to that parent. You can talk to that parent about what happened to their child.
Their child.
And what we're going to try to do to fix this problem. You can't go out straight up tell them so-and-so did this to your kid right off the bat, because you don't know until you look into it, dive deeper, and you start to investigate it. And then,
right, and then you're liable to cause a rift between the parents. And
yes.
But then you have a whole other bigger issue.
But every parent, exactly, when something happens, every parent should be notified, though, of something going on with their child.
with their kid.
Their kid, exactly. Now, you can't go, well, this happened to so-and-so's kid. I want to call Tom over here and tell him about this.
So that was just in my mind. I was that's how I was thinking about it. But I thought, well, are we asking if each one of our kids is involved in the same situation? They call all three of us in with all of our kids and talk to us about.
Yeah, it all depends on the scenario, and there's a million different scenarios that can happen. But like I said, I mean, every parent should be notified when something happens with their kid.
To their child.
To their child is the biggest thing, I believe. Yes, there should never be waiting for days on end to call a parent later and say, well, this happened to your kid 3 days ago. Like, that should never happen. You should address the situation right then and there, and then tell them, look, this is what happened. This is what we're going to do to try to find out the root cause of this problem, and we'll try to fix it. And then we'll give you our remedy when we figure it out, or or disciplinary action that needs to happen after this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A little change of topic.
Okay.
They actually said that.
Yeah.
Do you have knowledge of the current policy and or procedure for hiring and promoting? And what do you feel would be an appropriate way to hire or promote if the current policy and or procedure is not appropriate? That's a lot.
That's a lot, but it's a good question. So the current policy and procedures for right now for hiring, and so it'd be like, well, I'll just give you a scenario. This is my brother is a school teacher. He teaches at Heber. So if he was at Quitman right now teaching, and I'm running for school board, and I get on there, that's fine. But once I get on if I got on the school board and he tried to come to Quitman, I would have to either step down or fill out the proper paperwork to allow him to be there with me on the school board, because he is my brother.
Conflict of interest.
Because it's conflict of interest, just like Scott had to go through with talking about his wife being on the school board. Now, I can vote, and I think I believe my wife sent it all to you after Scott's thing about if I'm on there and my brother is already in the school, and if he is getting a raise and it's no more than $2,500, I can actually sit and vote on that. But anything over $2,500, any relation, promotion, raise over $2,500, as me, if I have any relation to it, it could be through my wife, I cannot sit. I have to excuse myself out of that meeting. I cannot be there.
And I may have misunderstood. It may be different from district to district or something. I don't know, but I thought the way I understood the way Scott was talking about it here the other day was if all the teachers are getting a raise.
Yes. Now,
yeah, but if it's just this one.
Well, he was talking about their contracts every year.
Their contracts.
So their contract, every year their contracts come up, and they get it in a big list, and it might be 15 teachers that have their contract is up for renewal. They're not getting raised. They're just getting their contract renewed. Now, my brother, his wife can be in that list, and you can vote on that as long as they're not getting over a $2,500 salary bump. Once that happens, or a promotion, once that happens, if you have any relation, you have to excuse yourself. Mm-hmm. You cannot sit and vote on that. You cannot be there for discussion. You have to excuse yourself from that board meeting.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I was going to pull it up what Roxanne sent me, but I have to go through a lot to get to it.
But no, I mean, it's there. It's just, it's a list. I mean, just like my wife, my son, I mean, my kids, her sister, I mean, any relation like that, I mean, you can't, no. Any part of your family, even on your wife's side and, maternal side, you can't be there. Yeah. If there's anything above $2,500 raise or promotion happen, you have to excuse yourself.
So I feel like we're squirreled on that one.
Well, I mean, he just asked for policy for hiring or promoting. So I don't think we did. I think he hit it.
Yeah, I mean, hiring is the same thing. That's why I kind of use my brother as an example right off the bat, just because if he, I cannot be there. If he wanted to come to Quitman without getting the proper paperwork done, I would literally have to leave the board. Okay. I'd have to step off if we didn't go through the proper procedures to acquire where he could come to work at Quitman. But then even if he did, and we did all that, anytime he got a salary raise or he did an advancement or got a promotion at the school and he was over 2,500, I have to leave the room. I cannot talk about it. I can't be there. I can't vote on it.
It's fair enough.
In my opinion, I think that would only be right. And then it got asked, how does that work for voting for superintendent and the principal? But school board doesn't do that, do they?
Yes, they do.
Oh, see, we don't know.
So we as a school board, we're the ones that promote, like for principals, we vote who we want to promote. We actually go, same thing with superintendent. The school board does all that.
So y'all would as the school board, y'all would interview them. Y'all would.
Yes. So
just like
we had an exiting superintendent that just left a year ago, and our current superintendent took over the job. So he got promoted from the high school principal and athletic director and assistant. He was assistant superintendent. So our superintendent at that time said he was stepping down. The board voted to promote our current superintendent from high school principal to superintendent. So they promoted. They didn't ask for resumes. They didn't do a job search. They just promoted within.
Is that normal, I assume?
It can be, but under the current situation, I wouldn't have done it.
Noted.
Okay, so to kind of go back to the question that we just had about hiring and promoting. Yeah. Okay. He came back with some more. He said, to build on my previous question, do you think all jobs should be advertised inside the district and outside?
I think so. I mean.
What jobs?
Well, I mean, if a high school principal decides to leave and go somewhere else, or a superintendent decides to leave. So the school board can decide to promote within, or we can go, hey, let's get resumes. Because most of the time when you have somebody step down, it's not in the middle of a school year. They're going to finish this school year out, and then you can start doing job interviews because the school board still meets even through the summer. Mm-hmm. So we can talk about, we can get resumes. We can go through this. I still think I would take resumes even inside the school district and outside. And I think we need to sit and have discussions as a board to see who's best qualified for that job. Because it's not always, yes, I believe with promoting within, but at the same point in time, that's not always the best suit. Sometimes there's somebody that's better qualified for that position, and that probably really is a better.
Yeah, I mean, if you got 5 applicants or can have 5 applicants,
let's talk to them.
Why not look at all 5?
Yeah, let's talk to all 5, and then let's decide what's going to be best for our school moving forward with this person. Is this person, and it might not be the person that's in your school district, that's working at the school currently. It might be somebody from Greenbrier or from Westside come over and say, hey, I want to take this job, and they might be better suited for it. And so you give it to who is best suited to run your school, to promote your kids.
Because yes, it is government funded, but it still needs to be ran like any other business.
It's still a business. Yes, it is still a business. You have to do what's best for your district.
Yeah.
And not always, like I said, it's not always with inside your district is the best place to look. Sometimes it's outside. You need an outsider looking in.
Well, sure. Yeah. And as long as, in my opinion, the ultimate goal is yes, you have a teaching job or you have a principal job or a superintendent job or, on and on and on, but it's about the kids.
Correct. At the end of the day,
It's all about the kids.
it's all about them. It has nothing to do with me as a person, nothing to do with the principal, nothing to do with the superintendent as a person or whatever. I mean, it all, at the end of the day, it all boils down to what we need to put people in there that is best for our kids, because that's our future right there. One day they might be trying to get onto the school board, or they might want to be the principal of the school or become the superintendent. And if you're not running it correctly to show them how it's done, how would they do that later in life when they get older? So we have to set the example for them.
Correct. And our behavior and our interaction is what they see, even when we don't think that they're looking.
Oh, of course.
Because we all know kids tell it all. They tell it all.
Will. I tell my son that all the time. I said, you better watch out, because when my little granddaughter gets old enough to talk, she's going to tell Pop about everything.
Everything. Yes.
I think that's what I like about them most, though. It's because they don't make any bones about anything.
No, they're so innocent. They I don't want to say they don't know right from wrong, because they do.
I think they do. That's why they're full of truth.
Yeah, they have no filter. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Which is
That was going to be a better way to put it than I would have put it. They have no filter.
yeah. Okay, you spoke of interview. Stop. You spoke of interviews. Does the board interview, or does the admin, or is it the admin who then takes it to the board for a vote?
The board is the one who votes on everything.
Right.
I'm sure the administration has a lot to do with the resumes and stuff like that, and who to bring to the board, who they think. I mean, because at the end of the day, the superintendents can still say, "Hey, this is who I feel needs to fill this role." Then it's our job as the board to do what we think is right for the school and for the community and for the kids. Not necessarily just because he recommends it. This is what we need to do, because he still works for us. We don't work for the superintendent. The superintendent actually works for us. He works for the people. So I really think that's the way everybody needs to come into that and look at it, is we're here for one reason and one reason only. We're put in this position by the people to do what they want us to do and look after our kids. And if the superintendent brings you somebody that you don't think should fit that role, you should tell him, absolutely, we don't agree with this. You need to, let's look somewhere else. Let's find somebody different.
What improvements would you like to see to educationally benefit the kids?
I think the biggest thing for the kids that we need to make sure all of our teachers are actually have everything they need to teach our kids. They have all the tools they need. I'm sure there's a lot of teachers that don't have everything, tools they need for our kids. They don't have everything that they need to work with them with. That's a big budget issue then. That's where the budget comes into play. This is where we've got to find money to make sure our teachers have everything they need to make our kids successful. It's still a business, like you said. The school's a business. It's still got to be ran. And there's places that money's going to have to be pulled from to make sure that these things happen. But can we afford to pull it from this area to give it over here to this? That's the whole thing about crunching the numbers and going through the budget like I have. Is I've kind of looked at a lot of it, and I know there is places we can pull from to make sure our teachers have everything they need.
So you're thinking, based on what you've seen you're digging into the budget, that there's money that could be.
Yes, I believe there's money that can be allocated out to fund things our teachers need, our kids need. Like I said, we might not be able to build a brand new baseball field right now. There's other sports that we can do just like soccer program. If we started a soccer program, we have a football field already, a beautiful football field. You throw up 2 goals on each end, and guess what? There you go. You buy some balls, you give them some cleats, the kids are ready to go. That's a cheap, easy, that does not cost a lot of money to start, that and I know there's a lot of kids that want to play soccer. So that's kind of just an example of where we could put some money without blowing our budget, just trying to build a brand new baseball field and a brand new softball field. Because I don't. It's not in there right now.
All right.
I mean, you would be asking for millage increases for everybody in the district, so that's more tax dollars having to come in. We've already got a pretty high millage rate as it is because we've built a lot of stuff lately. So to get the school itself to where it's functioning and we can put the money back to where it needs to be, I think that's some things we need to put money where it's useful right now and not get ourselves in more debt.
You know, I said earlier that I was county appraiser for 13 years. And people used to, you here to raise my taxes? No, I'm not.
I'm just here to praise your house.
Did you vote yes or no on the last millage increase? I voted yeah. You voted your taxes to go up.
Yeah,
it ain't my fault.
You did it on your own. And I mean, that's just, the millage increases and everything come out on a lot of times on the ballots in general elections too. So, I mean, the people, if they don't want them to increase, we need to vote to keep them where they are. If they want them up and they want more money, well, vote for your millages to go up.
But I think with any aspect of government, anything that is publicly funded, as taxpayers, we always wonder, when is enough enough?
Exactly.
Always. Maybe it's just me.
But as schools grow, and every school district's going to grow. I've watched Chris Ferrier over the years grow. I've watched Quitman grow. I've watched Heber Springs grow from when I was in high school to how big it is now. And all of our small towns are not as small as they used to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're all going to slowly get bigger, and they will continue to slowly get bigger. And our schools are going to have to grow and grow with that. And that does mean eventually, yes, everything millage increases will happen.
But you would like to think that if the numbers are growing, the tax dollars are growing with the numbers.
Of course. But whenever it comes into, but we got to dive back into that's, if you're having to build brand new school buildings, more classrooms, then we got to hire more teachers because we have more kids here. That's a lot of money.
I'm sure.
And that's one thing too that, what we probably struggle with is how many kids are in classrooms compared to the kid-teacher ratio. I mean, that's something else that might be one day have to look at, And
see, best I hear that conversation, that subject a lot. And like when I was in school, I mean, it was 30-ish.
Yeah, I think I remember in Heber, I think the biggest classroom I had at that time, because I graduated in a class of 147 people from Heber. I really think I had like the biggest class I had was like 25 kids. Most of them were like 15 to 20 mostly.
Say really?
We weren't our classrooms weren't very, very big at all.
Now granted, it's a little school that I started out in, Moro. There wasn't 30 kids in the school. So, but I mean, there was, but then once I started going like Palestine Wheatley, we had some pretty full classes.
Yeah. Well, I spent a couple years in Little Rock, and we had some, big classes there. Big, and I was just like, yeah, that ain't for me. I'm going back to Heber. Yeah. I'm out of here. Like this.
My seventh grade year.
And Heber's not little.
No, Heber, and back in the day, I used to think Heber was little.
I did too when we first moved up here 20 years ago.
I used to think Heber was, pretty small. I'm like, man, I'm in a small town school. And then when we moved to Quitman, I went, whoa, Quitman's really small. But now Quitman's grown, and Quitman reminds me of what Heber was when I was in school. The size it is now. I'm like, man, this is, it's this football field and stuff we got now. I mean, we've got a lot of great things at Quitman. I just think we've just got to fix a lot of the other little issues. And it's just going to take the right people to get in there and get something like that done.
What do you feel about the children who have disabilities that need extra assistance? How do you feel about that, not only the teaching, but the transportation?
I feel like the teaching of the kids that have disabilities, I mean, they should have more one-on-one time with teachers. I think if we need to, and that's something else. There's a budget, this all comes back to budget, it feels like to me. If we need more teachers to have more one-on-one time with the kids with disability, that's what we need. And I don't think the transportation should be all on the parents. Because, I mean, they've already got enough on their plate dealing with, and trying to get them to school, back to school. I mean, we've already got buses that run and pick up all the kids all around. Can we not get a couple other buses that are meant for kids with disabilities or handicaps that can go around and pick them up and bring them to school?
From the sounds of it, the buses are the easy part. It's the drivers that's the hard part.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, which blew my mind.
So. But yeah, everything comes back to budget. I mean, you can have the best plan ever, but if the dollars and cents ain't there,
well, that's the biggest thing, and that's my biggest thing is why I've dove into that so much is just trying to figure out where we can use the funds, where are the funds we can take from this and use it into a positive place that we need it to be used at, and it's not always the case that. Like I said, I'm one person. If I get on a board of 5 and I go, hey, I think we need to do this, they can all go, we're not doing that. I'm like, well, okay. Well, I mean, I tried.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't want to use the money somewhere, it's not going to get used, even if I want it to go that way. I mean, and that's what a lot of people out there need to understand. I'm one person on a board of 5. Mm-hmm. Me saying I want to do this and specifically do this and this and this, it's not going to technically happen without the other 4 agreeing. So I want the board to work, like how would you explain that? As a bad family that don't get along real great, but I mean, you deal with each other.
We all live under the same roof.
You all have our own roof. You don't have to like each other, but
the bills got to get paid every month.
But we got to do this, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean, let's stick this out and let's figure this out because, I mean, we've got to do it for our kids and the future of the kids. And I mean, our teachers need it because they need our help. They need our support. So yeah, I mean, just everybody needs to remember that too, because especially when you go out and vote, vote for who you believe is going to make the best change out there and do what you think is right for your child or your school district. And just hope everybody that gets in, we all can work together and we can all come to agreements on a lot of things and we can make a positive change.
And also being realistic in the fact that, just like you said, I mean, yes, there's five people. I've got 60 people telling me this. This one's got 60 people telling them this. And so on down the line.
Exactly.
So here's the little stack of money we got.
These are the things we can,
and
we're not going to make everybody happy.
Right. And I want to make my 60 happy. They want to make their 60 happy, so on and so forth. And
it's impossible.
Yeah, it's just impossible. There's no way to make everybody
No, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're going to step on some people's toes along the way. And that's part of the job, though, I believe. I mean, people need to understand that when they go in and try to take this job and try to do it. I mean,
again, it's just...
So it's a lot of weight on someone's shoulder
for
your own time, your volunteer time, no pay or nothing to do this, to try to help your community out. And you're going to make a lot of people mad. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm okay if I make
you still
people
got
mad.
Your little bubble.
I don't mind ruffling feathers and stepping on toes if it's for the better good of our community and our students and
absolutely
and our school. I don't have a problem with that. And a lot of people might not like me because of that and how I feel on that scenario, and that's okay. It's their opinion. They can.
Well, not everybody's going to like us either.
No, ain't nobody ever going to like you. I mean, it don't matter who's on that school board. They're never going to like whoever's always sitting on that school board anyway, because it's never going to be that school. The school board is never going to make the perfect decision for everybody. Like you said, we can't. We have to try to dive through the budget and figure out what is best we can utilize this money for to help our students, faculty, and teachers that's just, there's the only way around it.
That doesn't mean the intentions aren't good.
No,
Right.
everybody's, I look, for everybody that tries to do this job, my hat's off to them. Because it's a selfless job.
Yeah, because I tell you, I could not imagine. I'm on a committee here in town, she's on a couple of things, and then we do some stuff at the state with the realtors and this, that, and the other. I could not imagine being one of the people sitting at that table and all these people looking at me. I just
a table of 5, and you've got all eyes on,
and not knowing good and well
we fixing to make a couple people mad.
I'm fixing to make a whole pile of people mad.
Yep.
Well, I was trying to be.
No, I know, but and I'm gonna make a whole pile of people happy.
Oh yeah, there's people you're going and then the scrutiny that comes along with it, the backlash that's going to happen because you didn't do exactly what they wanted you to do. Or,
Someone's gonna be giving me ice cream and someone's gonna be throwing tomatoes. It just But what do you do?
you just
So I commend everybody that's running for it.
Yeah, you just got to have some broad shoulders and take the good with the bad, and let the rest of it brush off, and just keep on going because you're there for one reason.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody thinks of me. I never have. I've always done what I think is right, and if it means making some people mad along the way, it is what it is, because I'm doing it for one reason and one reason only, is just to protect the kids and to make it a better place for the future of our kids.
Mm-hmm. And I can get that. I just don't have the temperament for it.
Oh, it'll test you sometimes. I promise. Even during this race already, during this campaign, it's tested me. Because there's times you're like, man, all these people are already coming at me, coming at my wife. Like, why am I even doing this? I don't need this. I'm not even getting paid for this. Like, come on now, people. If y'all want to be like that, you get up here and do this.
Yeah.
But the drive is there.
Oh, the drive is always there. It doesn't go away. That's never going to stop, because when you see how things have happened and things have transpired and the way they have gone, there's way better to come, as long as you get the right people in there.
And get some more?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
The school board and the administration are the leaders of the school. The school likes to promote being a leader and such to the students. What qualities should an effective leader possess and promote through action to the students as a positive influence? It's a good question, but that was a lot.
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yes, we are leaders. We're put in there by the public to lead the school. You do it by your actions, how you are as a person, the way you treat people. I've always, as long as I'm showing respect, I'm going to show everybody out there respect. If you might be, if I'm doing wrong, you come talk to me. You tell me, hey, Nathan, I don't think this is right. You need to. I'm like, hey, look, I get you.
And that's
maybe I shouldn't. And that's the key. It's just, you got to be honest, open, and transparent with people. And I think that's what our kids really need too. As long as you're open and transparent with the kids, they're going to look up to you and follow what you want, what's going on, as long as you're honest. And that's the biggest key in any of this, is be honest with everybody. Be honest with your fellow board members. Be honest with your superintendent, your administration. Be honest with teachers, students, faculty. As long as you do that, people will gravitate, I think, to that, and listen to you more, and you can get things done better. But that's just, that's a trait I was instilled in, and I've always been that way. And I just think, yeah.
Are we over here now trying to set you up another show for you to come back on and talk about your construction business?
Oh, well, we can do that. That's all good.
Yeah.
We can promote that another day. That's all right.
Yeah.
Good with it.
At this point, I think we're just down to comments. I'm trying to double check.
Okay. But that's at the end of the day. Budget is very important. Honesty is very important. Transparency. I mean, what more could you want?
That's all you can ask for. I mean, anybody that's, and I think that goes with any elected official, though, not just in your school. I mean, every elected official needs to have those same.
Yeah,
they have those same 3 attributes and actually follow that. We live in such a better community with such a better town, such a better state, such a better country than where we're at now.
Yeah.
But that's the way. That's the way the world is. I mean, we just all got to do. Everybody needs to just try to do what's right.
And when I tell everybody that I know, I'm going to screw up.
Oh, of course, we all are. We're all going to falter.
But come tell me. Because I can't fix what I don't know.
That's it.
And if I do it again, then it's a whole nother conversation. But
that's it.
In your opinion, what are some positive aspects about Quitman School?
Oh, about Quitman? Shoot.
He's like, oh, I got this.
Man, I got this, man. I mean, some of their sport, but don't get me wrong, man. Them girls, junior girls basketball and stuff, man, they've been killing it. The bowling team's awesome. They just won state.
I know. I just seen it. Sorry, but yeah, I just seen it on Facebook where the girls basketball, they won.
They got their conference champions.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Did they play West Side?
I know they played Clinton the other night. I don't know if they played West Side. I'd have to go back and look at the schedule.
Yeah, don't do that.
But no, I mean, our sports programs are great. We have a lot of great teachers. I mean, like I said, that building traits program is amazing. Our FFA program, FBLA programs are great. There's a lot of awesome things that are going on. Like I said, our football field, the new track and everything, which I'm a big track guy, so I think the track's beautiful. And I think that's an awesome thing that Quitman's got going on now is the track team and stuff. I mean, we've got a lot of great things going on with the bass team. I mean, with golf team. I mean, we've got all bowling. The bowling kids have been doing awesome.
You got a bowling team?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so, I mean, there's a lot of great things. I mean, there's a lot of good faculty. There's a few bumps in the road that we need to dig out and repave and flatten back out and make smooth. And then I think we'll be good.
Seems fair.
What do you plan to do to keep taxpayers' dollars honest? Again, he's only one person.
Well, that's the same. I mean, taxpayers' dollars, but that's a forefront of everything. I mean, the school has to be transparent with all public funds. So board meetings are public knowledge. You can go read every board meeting that's ever happened. You can go read the board minutes. It's on every school is supposed to have them posted. So you can see what things are being passed, what's being voted on, or what's coming up on a next agenda. I mean, if you have a problem as a taxpayer with something you see on an agenda that's coming up come to a board meeting. Mm-hmm. Come voice your opinion at it. That way we can hear it. Because it might be something we didn't think about as board members, and we can go, okay, well, hey, let's put that on the agenda for next month so we can have a discussion about this. Is something we might be able to implement or and find a better way to use our tax dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody else put on here, Quitman's bowling team is awesome. And I just said, we had no idea that they had one. That's cool. I think that's awesome. Well, so far, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, good deal. I hope everybody out there got something out of the deal.
Yeah, I hope they got it, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I mean,
or at least got to know me a little better, because I mean, it's hard to talk to everybody out there.
It
exactly.
is. And when you do, I That is one of the things I hate about these stupid things.
Well, and I don't.
You get no context.
No,
you get no
well,
facial
see, and
expression.
I don't do a lot of that. I'm, running me and my wife running our own construction company. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. I'm working, and then I'm out doing bids and jobs, and then I come home and I want to kick my feet up. I want to relax.
Well, I'm grateful you text me back.
Oh, you're welcome. I was awesome to hear from y'all, and I was like, man, I didn't, like I said, I told y'all earlier today, I didn't even know y'all were even doing this. I think y'all been here for 20 years. I've lived in Quitman for 20 years, my entire life in Cleveland County. I'm like, man, that's awesome. I mean, I was like so excited to come on here.
And it still blows my mind. I mean, like this makes like not counting the little goofball shows that she and I've done by ourselves, but with actual guests, this makes like the 90th, 3rd, something like that.
Yeah.
Episode with actual guests. And maybe 20 of them are people I knew before they come in here. I mean, I'm still amazed at how many people I'm still meeting for the first time right here. And it's
basically all things Greers Ferry Lake. It's not one particular area.
Well, that's just like, me and my business. I tell everybody I service the whole entire Greers Ferry Lake area. That's where I go. I've done my thing going to Conway and Morrilton and Searcy and other places, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to stick right here. This is my home base. This is home. This is who I'm going to take care of.
Yeah. But I guess what I was getting at with that is, because it happens here all the time, especially with me. I am not a good texter. But like say me and somebody in the office is having a conversation, it comes across like
you can't interpret.
I get on to him all the time.
You can't interpret what somebody's saying through a text.
Exactly.
And you might take it the wrong way, and it's meant another way, and then you're like, "Oh no, he didn't."
I'm
grinning ear to ear as I'm texting it, and you're taking it as I'm
mad at
ripping
the
your
world.
head off. Yeah. I mean, so.
But that's why I was thankful when y'all reached out and we talked about doing this, because with my schedule, it's hard to get around. I mean, and to go stop and have a meet and greet and do everything. I mean, last Sunday, I was at Fawn and Jeff's restaurant there in Quitman, and I put it out there on my page. Hey, I'm going to be here at 8:00 in the morning with Brothers of Christ having breakfast. If anybody wants to come up and talk, and meet me, I'm here.
Oh, that was awesome.
So it's not the easiest thing to get out and meet everybody. And like I said, Quitman School District covers 3 different counties. So, Cleburne, Van Buren, and Faulkner. So it's hard to go out and meet everybody. It's hard to go knock on doors because everybody's got a busy schedule and a busy life. I think this is a great way to kind of get my face and me out there so people can actually ask questions and understand where I come from and what I stand for.
And like I say, when we started this, it was to promote small business, but then as time has went on and people started reaching out to us to come on here to do this, I was like, we can't really say it's for our community until these folks know,
Yep.
And I agree. I mean, because it is a good way to talk to a pile of people at one time, and
that's an awesome way.
I mean,
and we never, when we started doing the show, we never even thought of doing like this type of show,
election type stuff.
Yeah, but it wasn't until last year we had.
No, it was actually the first year.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. It was like
one of our local guys was running for justice.
JP.
Yeah, justice of the peace, and he reached out and he was like, "Hey, can I come on?" And then it just kind of went from there.
But I mean, as far as that kind of thing, I mean, it kind of died off until the last few weeks. But for election stuff, but hey, we're here for it. I mean, if it benefits the community,
absolutely,
we're here.
And I think you answered this question, but before I type it out, I want to make sure that I'm correct. How long have y'all lived in Quitman?
Going on 20 years.
Okay. I thought that's what you said,
Yeah,
but I didn't want
we're
to
going
type
on
it
20 years.
asking.
Technically, to be exact, if you want to get down to brass tacks, it's like 19 years and some odd months this June. So, I mean,
it's 20 years.
It's pretty much 20 years we've been there.
Yeah, 20.
Well, I am grateful, and I thank you so much for reaching out. you will definitely have to go back and read the comments because you're getting a lot of good jobs and all of that good stuff. And like I said, it was really hard for me to keep up with because they were going real fast.
That's good. Good interaction.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
But it honestly, when you called me and you were like, "I'll do it," I was like, "We're gonna have somebody from Quitman come on. That's awesome!" I was excited, and so I thank you for reaching out.
Oh, y'all are so welcome. Thank you for having me.
Now we'll just have to get you back
we'll
on
get you
for
on
the
schedule
business.
for
Oh yeah, we'll have to do that.
construction side.
That'd be
That's
fun.
it.
Get through
And
this
then that
election
one we can
first.
get Roxanne on here with you.
Oh yeah, good luck on that one. She gonna come?
No, she's been really chatty on here.
All right,
so
Well, yeah,
so the last few times we've had couples on here, the wives are like, I ain't talking. The next thing you know, 2 hours later.
well, we can't say anything. We're 2 hours
Well,
later
you know,
right
okay,
now.
No, but I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're gonna do that, what we need to do is because you've already talked about doing one on the boat.
Yeah.
When you go set up, we'll do one on the boat. We'll go do a fishing segment, talk about everything. And I've got a grill on my boat. We can grill some steaks.
We
and
got a
have good
grill on
time.
ours too.
Yeah, look at that. It'll be a cooking show / let's talk about
Listen,
this.
we are already planning this next show.
If I could figure out how to get this to work out there,
I think we can. Even if we got to do it from phones,
we're gonna figure it out.
I got enough batteries on my bass boat. I think I can run all your shit.
We're gonna we're gonna figure it out this year to be able to go live on.
Oh, that'd be it. That would be awesome.
That is on the to do list.
see, Roxanne's even trying to help us out. We welcome all other candidates to come on.
Yeah, obviously. I've
Yeah.
been saying that even on mine. I'm like, hey, anybody that wants to come talk about it, any candidate wants to come on here and give me their opinions, or let's have a chat about stuff. Like, come on, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna, like I said, I'm
mean,
an open book. I want to be honest. I want everybody to have an equal chance of saying their side and
Right.
giving their.
There's always going to be chatter.
Oh, there's always chatter.
There's always going to be chatter, but until you sit down like this right here and have a conversation, to me, it's always going to be chatter. And I know that sounds ugly,
But I mean,
but
it is what it is. But I did make a post the other day about, because I guess the election's coming in like 2 weeks.
So February 17th is early voting. Starts, and that goes all the way up till March 2nd, and then March 3rd is the actual your general election, your normal election day, depending on where you live, where you got to go vote. But I know as Quitman stands for people in the Quitman school district, so and it's kind of hard. I've kind of dove and I found a lot of it, the information, sent it all out. If you live in Cleveland County, early voting will be at the Cleveland County Courthouse. Then actually March 3rd on election day, it'll be the Quitman Baptist Church in Quitman. Now for Faulkner County, I believe it is early voting was at the Greenbrier Community Center, and regular election day, I believe, is at the same spot. And then people for in Van Buren, it's the Clinton, the courthouse square. I believe it's the courthouse for early voting. And on March the 3rd, there's a couple different places you can vote for the people that live in Van Buren. That's closer to them. But yeah, there's a lot of polling places. I think I've got it posted on my page. If not, I will get that up there as soon as I can.
Yeah.
I know it's been posted somewhere because we put it out there, but I don't remember exactly if it's on mine or if it's on a Quitman page. But if it's not, we'll get it up there.
Right. But I'd made a post, I don't know, earlier in the week about, because the election is getting so close, and we try to do these on Thursday nights, but they're all full. If there are other candidates from wherever, West Side, Quitman.
there's been a couple of people on here that has asked, would we allow other candidates? Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all had two from West Side,
And we've got one more. We got one next week from West Side.
So absolutely. I mean, this is not one or two. And my only point is we do our show's typically on Thursdays. But with the election getting so close,
Y'all gonna have to do some extra shows.
We've actually put the post out there that since all of our February is now booked up until election time.
All of our Thursdays.
What did I say?
Yeah, all of February.
Yeah, all of our February Thursdays are booked up. But if a candidate is running and wants to come on, we'll open up another night.
Yeah, we will accommodate.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Because
I
we
put it
want
out.
everybody's voices to be heard.
yeah, I mean,
And it's educational for us.
if you're voting for them, I want you to hear who you're voting for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people need to be able to hear everybody's candidates' opinions on things, so they can make an actually, intellectual opinion and vote for who they really feel believes is best suited for the position.
Exactly. So with that said,
That said, let's go Bulldogs.
fair enough.
Yeah. Just somebody else was like, let's go Bulldogs in there earlier. And I was like, okay, wait a minute. We're Eagles over here. Not that we have kids at
That's okay. I mean, that's yours out here. I can say it though.
Exactly.
We've been over at the football field and rooted for the Bulldogs several years
I
ago.
know.
Yeah. So, anyhow,
Thank you again.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you all for having me.
We'll
Very
see
welcome.
y'all this time next week.
Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Yes. Y'all have a great night.
Actually, I kind of hope the creek does rise. We need some rain.
We do need rain.
Oh, bad.
The lake needs a drink real bad.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Deuces.